lovely people, after 36 hours of travel from the Philippines through Istanbul, through London, and now finally arriving in Malaga, Spain, I'm here at the Presenters Mastery in-day intensive to develop my skills as a public speaker. I want to share with you 3 of the lessons that I've been learning here so you can apply these things in your life too. So we had 3 different areas to develop, okay? Presenters need to develop their delivery. You need to develop the content itself that you're delivering and the mindset that you have in order to deliver. So let's start with the beginning we had today in my group delivery. I had a request in my presentation for people to close their eyes. Now, let me demonstrate 2 different ways I can offer that to you, and you tell me which one feels more inviting. First one. Welcome everyone. I'm excited to be speaking with you right now, and I want you all to just close your eyes for a moment, and I want you to imagine you're 4 years old. That's the first way. Second way is, welcome everyone. I'm really excited to be with you all, and I just want to ask you all to do something. Would you just close your eyes for a moment? I want you to imagine you're 4 years old. Notice the difference. What did I do? I want to build trust with you because you don't trust me. Who am I? I'm not gonna attack you if you're in the middle closing your eyes. You're in danger zone, right? So softening your voice as well as going from standing to like squatting or even taking a knee or sitting in a chair puts me on an eye-to-eye level so I feel more safe. Second thing, let's go now to mindset. And in mindset, there's an idea where when you present, there's something very special I want you to know. If you get this one thing from this video, it will change the way you live. It's called focus questions. Now, I'll demonstrate 2 different ways, and you tell me how you feel. How did I share in the story? Okay. So open your eyes from this experience. Now, why did I tell you this? Because I want you to realize something, and before we get there, have you ever experienced like being killed by a boring conversation? It's one way. All right, everyone, open your eyes. Now, you may be asking yourselves, why is he having me imagine all of this? Well, I want you to also ask yourself this question. Have you ever been killed by a boring conversation? What did you notice in those 2 scenarios? What I did is I switched the focus question I was asking myself. The first question, first example, I was asking myself the question, okay, what do I got to do in order to deliver this properly? That was the question. What do I do in order for this to work, for them to like me? Second round, I asked myself, how can I be surprising and present with what I'm sharing? And that dramatically shifted my own energy and the way that I spoke with my tone of voice. Pretty cool, right? All right, bam, let's go to number 3, where I was in the content structure of the story, what I was speaking to. Here, what I did was I spoke this story where, how can I wrap this up succinctly for you? Option 1, experience 1. You are a 4-year-old kid playing with dolls, action figures as a man, or a boy, and then you take one from your sister, she cries, mom throws you into the bedroom, locks the door and says, you can come out of there when you learn your lesson. And then I consider Or I continue on to say, when you're in a relationship or a conversation with someone and you feel stuck, like, I don't know what to say to them, you're also at that moment where the door is closed and trying to understand, how do I get into this conversation? That was the first one. Then I learned this content structure. David shares with me, the teacher, you need to relate the first piece more directly to the second piece. So when you're talking about, you're playing with the action figures, your sister's trying to get hers back from you, and you're fighting, and then mom says, what's going on here? And you try to explain yourself, you try to speak about what you wanted, and she's like, I don't want to hear any of it. You go in your room and locks the door. And now you're in another conversation as an adult. And you want to explain yourself, talk about what you want, but you can't. I pose the idea that that door is still closed in your life and in that relationship. So by bringing that forward, it allows the A to connect to B, and the person's mind can bridge that gap and go, of course. So that's the content wisdom. Isn't this fascinating? I love this stuff. Now, this is all inside of this Presenter's Mastery course. I am 100% enrolled. If you want to check it out, definitely do. Tell them that I sent you. And I'm curious now for you, which of these three, the delivery, the mindset, or the content, spoke to you the most, right? Knowing how you want to shift the way you speak, your tonality or body language to build more trust before you make a request. The other one was, what is the question you're asking yourself before you talk to somebody? And if you switch that question, right, then how does that shift the way you present to that interaction? Or when you're going to tell a story, does point A directly relate to point B so that there's a continuous thread that the people can understand what you're saying versus get lost or confused? Which one of those speaks to you the most, and with who can you practice that tonight? Write that in the comments, and I wish you a most flexible communication with all those in your life.